Welcome back to our journey through the Gospel of Mark. Today, we're diving into chapter 6, a chapter packed with powerful moments, from rejection and mission to miracles and tragedy. It starts with Jesus returning to his hometown, Nazareth. You might expect a hero's welcome, right? But that's not what happens. The people who knew him as a boy, the carpenter's son, are stunned by his wisdom and miracles. But instead of faith, they're filled with skepticism. Isn't this the boy we watch grow up? They ask. Their familiarity breeds contempt and they reject him. Jesus, amazed at their unbelief, makes a profound statement. A prophet is not without honor except in his own town, among his own relatives, and in his own home. Because of their lack of faith, he could do few miracles there, a powerful lesson on how our own hearts can block blessings. But the mission doesn't stop. Jesus then sends out his 12 disciples to buy two. He gives them authority over impure spirits and specific instructions for their journey. Travel light. Take nothing but a staff, no food, no bag, no money. Depend entirely on God's provision and the hospitality of others. He tells them if a town rejects them, they should shake the dust off their feet as a testimony against it. And they go, preaching repentance, driving out demons, and healing the sick. They are putting their faith into action, learning to rely completely on the one who sent them. Then, the story takes a dark and tragic turn. We hear about the death of John the Baptist. King Herod, who had imprisoned John, is haunted. He hears about Jesus' miracles and thinks John has been raised from the dead. The narrative flashes back to explain what happened. John had bravely condemned Herod for marrying Herodias, his brother's wife. This enraged Herodias, and she wanted John dead. Herod, though, was strangely fascinated by John. He knew John was a righteous man and even protected him, though John's words deeply disturbed him. Herodias gets her grim opportunity at Herod's birthday party. Her daughter dances for the king and his guests, pleasing him so much that he makes a rash oath. Ask me for anything you want, up to half my kingdom, and I'll give it to you. Prompted by her vengeful mother, the girl makes a shocking request. I want the head of John the Baptist on a platter. The king is horrified and deeply distressed. But trapped by his public vow and his pride, he gives the order. A guard is sent, and John the Baptist, the great forerunner of Christ, is beheaded in prison. His head is delivered to the girl, who gives it to her mother. It's a chilling story of how weakness, pride, and revenge can lead to terrible evil. When the apostles return from their mission, they're excited to tell Jesus everything they've done. The crowds are so massive they don't even have time to eat. So Jesus says, let's go away by ourselves to a quiet place and get some rest. They get in a boat to find solitude, but the people see them leaving and run ahead on foot, arriving before them. When Jesus sees the vast crowd, his heart is filled with compassion. He sees them as sheep without a shepherd and begins to teach them. As the day ends, the disciples get practical. It's late, they say, send the people away to buy food. But Jesus gives them an impossible command. You give them something to eat. They're stunned. It would take a fortune to feed this many people. Jesus simply asks, how many loaves do you have? Go and see. They return with the report, 5 loaves of bread and 2 small fish. Then, Jesus performs one of his most famous miracles. He has the people sit in groups on the green grass. He takes the 5 loaves and 2 fish, looks up to heaven, gives thanks, and breaks them. He gives the pieces to his disciples to distribute. And miraculously, everyone eats and is satisfied. Not just a little snack, they are full. And when they collect the leftovers, there are 12 baskets full. 5,000 men, plus women and children, were fed from a boy's small lunch. This isn't just about feeding hungry people. It's a sign pointing to Jesus as the true bread of life, the one who provides abundantly. Immediately after this incredible miracle, Jesus sends his disciples in a boat across the lake while he dismisses the crowd. Then, he goes up on a mountainside to pray alone. By night, the disciples are in the middle of the lake, struggling against a strong wind. In the early morning hours, Jesus comes to them, walking on the water. They don't recognize him. Terrified, they think he's a ghost and cry out in fear. But he quickly calms them. Take courage. It is I, don't be afraid. He climbs into the boat, and the wind dies down. The disciples are completely amazed, still not fully grasping the power they had just witnessed with the loaves and fish. Their hearts were hardened, unable to connect the dots. Finally, they land at Gennesaret. As soon as they arrive, the people recognize Jesus, A frenzy of hope spreads through the region. People run everywhere, bringing the sick on mats to wherever they heard he was. In villages, towns, and countryside, they laid the sick in the marketplaces, begging just to touch the edge of his cloak. And the Bible tells us that all who touched him were healed. From rejection in his hometown to this incredible display of faith and healing, Mark chapter 6 shows the ever-widening impact of Jesus' ministry and the different ways people respond to him. What an incredible chapter. It challenges us to check our own hearts for unbelief, to step out in faith on the mission he gives us, and to always look to him as our provider. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more chapters in our journey through the Gospels. See you next time.